Beauty that could kill. The dark side of fashion, makeup, and beauty in the last 100 years. For most of the last century, beauty wasn't just painful. It was toxic, radioactive, addictive, and sometimes lethal. What's unsettling is not that people made mistakes. It's that many of these practices were marketed as scientific, modern, and safe. Let's go back. 1. When beauty literally glowed in the 1910s and 1920s, radium was considered a miracle substance. It was new. It was modern. It glowed. So, of course, it ended up in beauty products. Radium was added to face creams, powders, rouges, even toothpaste and rejuvenation tonics. The promise? Radiant skin, youthful energy, and cellular stimulation. The reality? Radium emits ionizing radiation. It destroys bone marrow, causes anemia, and triggers aggressive cancers. The most infamous victims weren't celebrities, but factory workers. Young women hired to paint watch dials were told to lick the brush tip to make it finer. They ingested radium daily. Their jaws literally disintegrated. Bones fractured spontaneously. Many died before anyone admitted there was a problem. Yet radium cosmetics stayed on shelves, years after the danger was known. Now, 2. Lead. The classic poison that never went away. Lead had already poisoned people for centuries, but the 20th century found new ways to sell it. Lipsticks, powders, and skin whiteners often contained lead acetate or lead-based pigments. Why? It made colors more vivid. It improved texture. It was cheap. Small doses didn't kill immediately. They caused neurological damage, infertility, miscarriages, chronic fatigue. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Some modern lipsticks still contain trace lead today. Not enough to kill, but enough to accumulate over decades. Beauty didn't abandon lead because it was immoral. It abandoned it because regulation finally caught up. Bacterial. 3. Skin whitening. Beauty built on damage. For most of the 20th century, pale skin was marketed as healthier, more refined, more civilized. Skin lightening creams often contained mercury, hydroquinone at extreme concentrations, corticosteroids. Mercury suppresses melanin, but also destroys kidneys and the nervous system. Women reported skin thinning, permanent discoloration, tremors, memory loss. The cruel irony? Many of these products were sold over the counter, advertised by doctors, and endorsed in women's magazines. The harm was dismissed as user error. See Shura 4, weight loss, but make it chemical. In the mid-1900s, beauty shifted from the face to the body. Thinness became a moral value. So the market responded with amphetamine-based diet pills, thyroid hormones sold without diagnosis, laxatives as daily detox tools. Women were prescribed stimulants to stay thin, sedatives to sleep, and laxatives to stay clean. Some took all three simultaneously. Heart failure, addiction, and psychiatric breakdowns followed. These weren't underground drugs. They were doctor-approved beauty aids. Zeroacron 5, hair, nails, and invisible risks. Hair dyes once used. Coal tar derivatives. Aromatic amines later linked to bladder cancer. Nail hardeners contained formaldehyde, causing respiratory damage. Early perms used highly caustic chemicals that caused scalp burns, hair loss, permanent skin damage. Salon workers, often women from lower income backgrounds, absorbed these chemicals daily, with no protection. The beauty industry rarely tested long-term exposure. Consumers were the experiment. Mari Sark 6. Corsets disappeared, but control didn't. Corsets slowly vanished in the early 20th century, but body control didn't. They were replaced by extreme shapewear, rib-compressing garments. Later, surgical interventions normalized as routine breast implants, silicone injections, and early fillers were introduced, before long-term safety was understood. Some materials migrated inside the body. Others caused autoimmune reactions decades later. Beauty simply changed its tools. 7. The recurring pattern. Here's the real lesson of the last 100 years. Dangerous beauty practices didn't exist because people were ignorant. They existed because authority figures said they were safe. Doctors endorsed them. Scientists were selectively quoted. Advertising used the language of progress. Every generation believes its beauty routines are finally harmless. History suggests otherwise. To conclude this journey, beauty has always promised transformation. What it rarely admits is the cost. If the past century teaches us anything, it's this. when beauty is sold as effortless, scientific, and risk-free. That's exactly when skepticism is most necessary, because beauty trends change. But the consequences often last a lifetime.